Life to Love Healthy Conscious Podcast. Om Ganesha Sharanam. And welcome to the second episode of Life to Love, the Healthy Conscious Podcast. It is dark outside. I just had a gaze into the stars, and the owls are out and about. And also outside there's a forest and there's trees standing all around. And today we're going to talk about trees. But before this, I'm going to read you some jokes again in the mic, make you laugh.
What do you call two octopuses that look the same?
Intentacle.
What kind of bird works at a construction site?
The crane.
Why does a flamingo lift up one leg?
Because if it lifted both legs, it would fall over. Oh dear. Well, some animal jokes today. Back to the topic, trees. Well, I had a song written. It goes like this. From a tree root grow, high to the lightest part of your shadow. And this is one thing we can learn from trees. That light equals the darkness, right? The tree has its roots deep down in the dark, wet underground. And this is where all the nutrition and the information and the network is coming from and living down in the roots. And then it grows up above the ground and can stand the sunlight and makes photosynthesis. I think this is the right English word. Photosynthesis. Well, it basically can feed off sunlight and makes sugar out of it and oxygen, what we breathe. I breathe in what you breathe out. You breathe in what I breathe out. Yes. So the tree is growing under the ground and above the ground. And of course, in India, for instance, they call them devas, the plants in general, like light beings. Light beings, yes. Well, they are basically eating sunlight. And at the same time, they have their roots which are underground and in the darkness. And this is a beautiful example of like that, light and dark are really the same. You need both. And everything has light and dark, Where there's shadow, there's a light. And this is basically with everything. Every single thing has light and dark. And it's about to just embrace this and to see it from a holistic, unified perspective. Like the yin-yang, It's a polarity, It's not like white and black separate. No, it's not like dualism. It's not like right or wrong. It is both poles, light and dark, male and feminine, and both already have the seed or the spark of the other one inside. How beautiful. And the trees symbolize this as well. And we can learn from the trees another thing, and that is releasing, especially of course from the I don't know what you say in English. In German we say Laub, like the non-needle leaves which fall off in the autumn times and the winter. Like releasing the beauty of the light year and the summer ecstasy, releasing all of this into a beautiful color show, and then releasing it on the ground and basically making new humus again for new life. And then completely living with the sun cycle, and basically sort of the energy in winter sort of sucks inside, and then you are really inside of yourself and centered and reflected. And the trees are a beautiful sign of nature, what is happening right now in the cosmos, and with this cycle we're also living. And so they're just the perfect guiders of like what's going on, the fruits are ready, or the flowers, and of course every tree is of course different, but they really just show the seasons. And so we can learn from them how we can live in the cycles. They reflect the cycles, and it helps for our soul to reflect with the trees. And so we can learn the light equals dark polarity. We can learn to live in the cycles, the rhythm of the seasons. And another thing we can learn, it's a beautiful saying in Nepal. There's a lot of bamboo growing there. And in Nepal they have the saying that we can learn from the bamboo that we have to bend to be stable or to be grounded and rooted, because the bamboo has this like massive branches and it can bend so much in the wind. And this is a beautiful thing, that we need to sometimes bend to be stable and with the wind. And so this is another beautiful thing we can learn, to humbly bend, also maybe in times of challenges, to just humbly bend into it. And then we can pass this time and with gratitude and look up again. And I feel like this is a beautiful thing we can learn from the trees. What else can we learn? What else can we learn? Well, we can learn how to grow. Growing. And growing means, what does growing mean? Growing means, for the beginning, to be vulnerable. When we are vulnerable, we can open ourselves, just like a seed, It opens up, a little seedling, and a little seedling is so vulnerable, I mean, it's tiny and it's delicate and so vulnerable, but only this tiny little seedling can grow. So we gotta make ourselves vulnerable to open up and to grow into the biggest tree. And the longer we are growing, desto bigger we're gonna get. This is another beautiful thing we can learn from the trees, that a big tree needs a long time. So if you have a big vision, a beautiful big vision rooted in your heart, you want to do something really beautiful on this earth with your family and friends, something really divine and higher, it needs time and patience just to grow this big tree. Because in natural cycles, things, just big things, good things, quality things, need time. And the last thing I'm gonna add here into this podcast is the wisdom we can learn from trees, especially the old ones, right? Scientists found this out, and it's super exciting, that in a forest, the oldest trees are the ones which have the most mycelium network underground. So this is like the main communication hub network from the forest, the old trees. And the old trees, they message the young trees certain signals, like when is a good time to drop the leaves, when is a good time to have this certain chemical or sent because this bug is coming now, and all of these messages are transferred a lot through the old ancient trees. They hold the wisdom alive. It's like if you plant a new tree, without any friends, without any older trees around. I mean, a tree also has to sort of find out, like, how am I living here? All these bugs around, and all the sunlight is bright, and fuck, it's dark and cold outside, underground especially. So a tree has to also sort of see, how to live here, and it's helpful if there's an experienced older tree around, which can give the information. And it should be the same with humans. It should be the same, especially the old, like, grandpa generation should teach the youth, and the youth should teach them. And this connection is super, super, super important. And today in our society, it's a bit lost because we put the old people in caring homes because nobody has time for them anymore. And the young ones in kindergarten and even preschool and all sorts of things, We sort of split this connection, which is super, super important to maintain a healthy culture, a healthy human being. This bridge is super important. And really the old, wise people should be linked into the new mycelium hub, if you want to put it this way. Yeah. That's it for today about the trees. Maybe you today can find a nice tree, give it a hug, give it a kiss, and just be with this tree, observe it. What bugs are crawling on this bark? How is the condition of the leaves? Are they dry? Are they wet? Are they moving in the wind? Can you even see the stem moving? Can you see the roots going into the ground? And if you listen closely, maybe you can even hear the water being sucked and pumped. Can you hear the heartbeat of a tree? Thank you for listening and tuning in. May you be blessed with a lot of tree oxygen, and may we give it back and plant more trees. And just be present with the trees. Give them our attention, give them our love. Even just to be with a tree makes it so much more powerful in existence. Whatever our interest is, interesse, essere means being, within, whatever our interest is, we bring into being. Mitakuyo Yasin!